Hello and thanks for tuning in. We're going to take a look at XCOM here for just a couple of minutes. This is just a quick overview of the game. I've played for probably five and a half hours at this point. Unfortunately, the game that I went forward with in typical XCOM fashion got wiped out sometime yesterday evening while I was playing. Not really a big deal. I mean, XCOM is generally known for crushing the hopes and dreams of those who would just like to jump in and do stuff. So I haven't gotten a terribly long distance into the game. Now, for those of you who have played XCOM in the past and are familiar with the series, a lot of this will be fairly recognizable. For those who joined the group of players that enjoys XCOM with the prior release, XCOM 1 if you will, a lot of this is going to be familiar, such as the base layout, the fact that you have areas to clear, in this case alien machinery, followed by building units and items in there. You can see I have a laboratory constructed, building a power relay over here. Anyhow, for those who have not played any of the modern XCOM games, this is one of the new cool things. You get to orchestrate your base and build your base to your own particular imaginations from a number of various items. So you can build quite a few things in any one of these empty areas. And it's kind of important to just read through them and to get yourself an idea of what exactly these guys are. Like, for example, with the workshop here, they will create gremlin drones, which then can be sent to staff any adjacent room or facility. So with that in mind, you're going to want to maximize where you can send those drones. So it's probably a good idea to put it somewhere around here, maybe the one below it, just so it can manage to hit 4 adjacent rooms. Now, granted, I have not built enough of the rooms to know exactly how useful those gremlin drones are, but you never know. We'll see how that pans out from there. Ultimately, the two more important portions of this window are going to be the research section, sitting down here, where you can research to find new technologies. You can take a look at your archives as to what you have researched and where you're going from there. And then over here you have yourself your armory, where you can take a look at your soldiers. You can view those guys and take a look at them. As you can see, some of mine are pretty banged up. In this case, I'm not the best XCOM player. I'm not the most strategic. Chess is not one of my strong fortes, so I can struggle a little bit here and there with XCOM. It's not much of a big deal. But anyhow, the focal point of this whole thing is this big shiny ball as the bridge. When you click into the bridge, you'll be presented with a display of stuff that you can go and do. Like in this case, we have this avatar project doodad. So in the last mission that I ran, I ended up wiping out one of the avatar progresses, so to speak. Now, one thing that I've noticed throughout both games, the one that I failed horribly and this one, is this world map here just throws all kinds of stuff at you. There's no possible way you would be able to go after each one of these items. So it's kind of a good idea to take a look, okay, I have 407 supplies, my input's okay, but not great. Should I go and I spend 3 days scanning to get the supply drop? In this case, probably not. I'm building a radio relay here. Haven't built one yet. We'll see how that goes. But there's a whole metagame to how you manage and orchestrate your map. And because this is XCOM, it's probably a fairly good idea to make a playthrough on a lower difficulty level than what will truly ruin your hopes and dreams and squash you out of the game. Just to figure out how to be better at the metagame, because it's not really explained. They hand you a bunch of tools and say good luck. And from there, it can end badly. XCOM as a series and as a game is not one of those games that can treat you very well, so to speak. Oh, look, nice little cutscene. So we built it for them. We spent several days building it. They're kind of looking at it. Or maybe it was this thing we built. That was probably this thing, because that's much cooler. Alright, so with that out of the way, we now have, look at that, a cool little radio tower, and it increases our income. That's a plus. Alright, yeah. So let's see here, let's fly over to a supply drop and take care of that one.
Avenger plotting new course.
And in this case, this thing is your base. You fly it around. It's pretty fantastic. And basically, you'll spend a lot of your time here mucking about, scanning for things which will give you supplies. It can be pretty helpful.
I am sure you will find the results to be as intriguing as I.
Alrighty, so we've unlocked some research. So now we'll just click, go to the lab here, and okay, cool. So we can build stuff. All right. And without being too ruinous to the storyline here, obviously you're going to upgrade stuff. In this case, I'm going to research some psionics. And we'll see how that goes.
I'll contact you when I have a full report available.
We'll see if we can't get into a fight here with our sitting around and scanning. Alrighty. Okay, cool. So we can go back to the Resistance headquarters, and we can find ourselves some new staff to buy. So we'll go ahead and fly back over there to the headquarters. I'm going to pop a cool little dialogue here. So we can buy stuff, we can have it set up to gather intelligence, what have you. Intelligence is a currency which is used to contact other portions of the map. And using these keys, we'll scan around. We need to make it down here. So let's, alrighty. Got a new target for some guerrilla warfare. Alright, pretty spiffy. Let's go in East Africa and one in West Africa. Alright, so the real question here, down here you see counters at Dark Event. Now these Dark Events pop up periodically, there's always a couple of them on the board, and they can undertake guerrilla adventures to delay or disparage the start of said Dark Event. So I don't like this because giving them all extra armor, not great. If troops cost more, that sucks, but that's okay too. But that's okay. In this case, the difficulty though is moderate. I'm not a particularly great player, but let's give it a try anyway. So here we go. We'll build out our squad. Now there's several different classes within this game. You have your rangers, which have a cool knife on their back and can hack stuff in pieces. They carry a shotgun. You've got your snipers, which about as you would expect, they snipe things. You have your specialists, which have these little bots behind them, which they can go and use those for either offensive or defensive items. And let's see here. Looks like we have an extra specialist. Let's get rid of an extra specialist. And okay, I want a heavy, otherwise I'm just a grenadier. Here we go. We'll pull her in. And let's see. Let's go put a flashbang on her. Be fairly cool. Alright, these cool buttons down here take care of a big problem in the first one of the remade XCOMs. Basically anything that's not on one of these individuals standing here ready to go, you would have to go back through your ARP, through your barracks, and dig it out as you build, one item at a time, etc. So that could be kind of a pain in the neck. The other thing that you can do in this game is you can upgrade weapons. So you're not finding bits and pieces throughout the battlefield, which you can then add to your weapon to do better things for you. Well, that's a good thing. Missed shots still deal 1 damage to the target. The one trick behind upgrading weapons, though, is that you can only upgrade them once. You can change the upgrade to something else, but in doing so, that upgrade goes bye-bye. And in sticking with true form, with any weapon that I've modified so far, I generally will change the color of it. There's something that looks cool, and then some weapon pattern. Generally just click one at random. There we go, polka dot. The polka dot minigun. That way it gives me an idea of what I have upgraded and haven't upgraded, just kind of at a moment's notice. And then when you're happy with your selection here, oh, one other item of note. These guys have a couple of different slots. I would assume you can unlock this guy. Yeah, requires advanced armor. Right now, just rocking the basic armor, the stuff that all your noobs start out with. It's not great stuff. It really isn't. It doesn't do much. I mean, in some cases it can be bright and flashy. In most cases, it's just another thing for bullets to punch through and murder your guys. One of my buddies at work, basically he referred to this game as Red Shirt Simulator. You go out there and somebody's going to die horribly. Now, that whole hitch that we had right there, that's not uncommon with this. At some point, I'm fairly sure Firaxis will fix it, but this point is not that one. It's also important to note that there are a bunch of users that have had some stuttering issues with the game. In my case, I let it auto-detect. I'm running a GTX 970 all by itself. I let the game auto-detect it so far. Just a couple of those stutters, but nothing really tremendous. All right.
This is Avenger. The access point we're after is just ahead. Move to secure the area. Expect hostile resistance.
Okay. Now, one cool thing that's very, very unique to the new XCOM, or is exclusively unique to the new XCOM, is that on most missions, when you get into them, found some turrets. On most missions, when you get into them, and guys, how fun. When you jump into them, you start off in concealed mode. What this concealed mode allows you to do is it allows you to not be seen by the bad guys. So basically, until you want to be seen, you're unseen, which can be pretty handy, as you don't stand quite the risk of aggroing the baddies before you really expect to. And let's see, over some smart use of cover here. Like I said, I'm not one of the greatest XCOM players out there. Matter of fact, I am very, very far from it. I might even be one of the worst XCOM players out there. Oh, that sucks. She's blocking the pipe. Can't just ask her to scoot over or anything.
Orders confirmed. Moving out.
Alright, then we'll throw her in Overwatch. The cool thing about Overwatch mode, for those of you who haven't played the series, is that while they're in Overwatch, if they see any movement out in front of them, they get a free shot at it. Granted, there's an aim penalty with it, but that's not too much of a big deal. Got a mech sitting out there. See a little yellow pip on his armor. These little yellow pips at the end of it means that they have actual armor. Basically, just more or less a straight-up damage reduction. Now, I'm guessing, I don't know, but I'm guessing that, I'm guessing that I'm probably going to get blown up here. Alright, let's see what kind of damage we can do to this guy. We have a 75% chance to hit the guy. He's got armor, and if we connect successfully, we will take that turret down. This is probably the first one that needs to go. So, let's go ahead and put these other folks into Overwatch. That way when the enemies go scattering all over the place, we'll get some free, hopefully get a couple of free shots at them.
Overwatch.
Oop, and I just put the one that yeah. Let's see what she can do with it. Yeah, let's try it. Alright, armor absorbed 1. It took 3 damage. It's not down, it's just banged up. And that's really not great. So this thing's going to look around. Oh, look, I see bad guys. And this one sees bad guys too. And free shot. Missed him and blew off a nice chunk of the building. That's one heck of a miss.
Not good.
Alright, came up. Another free shot. And that took a chunk out of him. Once again, the armored units, they are a pain.
Armor still holding.
Ugh.
This is bad. They're repositioning on us.
Alright, plucked him out when he decided to move.
Who's keeping score?
So we got some banged up folks. I may lose some. Nope, missed him. Good. She's still in cover. The other gal, or the other trooper down there, lost her cover. Yep, and she's down. Well, that's not great. We lost our heavy. We're not even anywhere into the mission yet. Okay. So let's go ahead and see if we can't take care of this guy. Get him out of the way. Good stuff.
Kill confirmed.
Alright, and she is not undercover. Yeah, we don't need any more senseless deaths to very, very large cannons. So So she's going to go and dive behind something. And then we'll see if we can't take, let's see if we can't take a pistol shot at it. 60% chance to hit it. Yeah, let's give it a try. And sniped with a handgun.
Enemy destroyed.
The one other item to note here is this network shutdown in the upper right-hand corner. With that in mind, and with that guy sitting out there, basically what that tells us we have 6 more turns in which to make our objective. Me being kind of a pitiful player, I haven't seen much in the way of, I don't know, usually my missions are running right down to the wire in order to do anything constructive. Alright, so let's go ahead and scoot her up. Other turrets back there, so we're not in sight of it.
Double time.
The other thing worth noting is there's a blue border and there's a yellow border that's around all of the folks when they're selected. So if you run within the blue border, you still have a move left, so to speak. Unless you're the sniper, you can still fire your weapon. You can still carry on. You can also move and then move again. When you fire a weapon, with few exceptions, it just straight away ends your turn.
Finally.
So it allows you to move your folks up and still put them in Overwatch, for example.
Affirmative. Covering now.
Alright, I have a feeling I'm not going to be making this objective. Taking way too long here. Alright. 91% chance to hit it. Let's give it a try. And it does appear to be down.
Hostiles pacified.
Good stuff.
Running dry.
Alright, she's running low on ammo. Let's go ahead and scoot. We'll scoot her up here and then slap her back in Overwatch. A lot of folks said Overwatch is the key winning this game. We will see.
Almost entirely locked down. We're running out of time. Get to that terminal.
Alright. So the only way we're going to make it there is by being a little risky.
Running.
Probably lose half my squad as a result of this. Alright. So we got a snake and we got another bad guy. At a 55% chance to hit him. Let's give it a try. Alright, and then there was only a snake.
Target neutralized.
Alright, now the idea of this move is going to be set her up in such a way that she can get an Overwatch shot off on the snake when the snake decides to come out. So we'll burn one of her action points, go up here on the roof, and then put her in Overwatch. Okay, that sucks.
I think I need some help.
Alright, so she's poisoned and has next to no chance of hitting him. However, she can make a really nice run. Alright, let's see what else we can do here. Sniper's got a 31% chance of hit. Let's see here. Yeah, it's another one of those quandaries with XCOM is that it gives you, I don't know, it gives you plenty enough rope to hang yourself with. So assuming you make a bad decision, and who knows how many folks that snake could wipe out. We'll get her down. and that was a bad move. So she's not actually under much cover at all. Not great. We'll scoot her up here. And let's just try taking it. I mean, we may get lucky. We probably won't. But we'll see. And got lucky and hit him. Right to the wall, nonetheless. Alright, got a 60% chance of hitting him. But seeing as we're getting low on time, I think we may just be better off
Moving to designated coordinates.
going over here and hurling a grenade at him. Blow a nice big hole in the wall to run through and take care of the stupid snake. Alright, that's the end of that turn.
That didn't feel good.
The
Minnesota 5,
poison
the
was...
Advent network terminal is shutting down. This is your last chance to secure the data.
Yeah, we're not going to make it. Not going to make it at all. Oh well, I suppose that's why these missions are just a little on the difficult side.
Copy that.
And it's on easy mode. It's really kind of a bummer.
Will do.
It's worth noting that there is Steam Workshop content available with this.
Stepping off.
And the cool thing with the Steam Workshop content is it lets you download things. Like
So good.
for example, I can get myself a mod.
Get me out of here!
Oh boy. I can download Steam Workshop content that will increase the number of moves that are available on the timer.
Locked out the terminal.
Alright, so what's next? When your units panic, they don't do anything for you. Pretty much they become cannon fodder. So she's panicked, so she'll be useless this turn, which probably means she's going to die. That's one of the key axioms of this game, is that when somebody panics, somebody dies.
I'm on it.
Let's see. Alright, we can get panicked off of her. Use revival protocol from our appointed field medic. Bring her back to health. Alright, that's a plus. That is a definite plus. Alright, who's got what? We got one move left on both of them. So we're going to go ahead. We can still neutralize all the enemy targets.
Roger that.
Alright, 57 on him, and 40% on the sectoid. We'll just do Overwatch. Let them come to us. Alright,
I'm ready.
free shot. And missed him.
Missed.
And here come the psionics. Either make it go nuts. Hopefully it's not a mind control. If it's a mind control, it'd be a little sad. Nope, it's a resurrection. But that's fine, because he's chilling out in the open, and that corpse there can't move for a little while.
What's happening? Not even close.
Alright, so she's been stun batoned.
Okay then.
Alright. Oh, for the want of a grenade. Only a 36% chance to take him out. Not great. Not great at all. Alright, well let's pull him out of cover here. We'll just run right around the corner. And it should, yeah, there we go. Got rid of his cover, 75%. We'll try it. See what happens. Alright, good things happened there.
Woo! You see that? Weapons burning ammo fast.
Alright, now we have Jan Sniper Gal. Only a 35% chance on the sectoid. Barring many greatly better options. We'll just go ahead and miss him, because that's cool.
Come on, focus.
One of the cool things about these ranger types is that they can often run in and pull off a really nice slash on them. Okay. There we go. So she'll run in here, got her sword, and he's down. One of the better things with the sectoids is that when they do go down, anything that they have mind controlled also goes down.
Status confirmed. All hostiles are down.
And those were the last folks.
The current area of operation is secure.
I don't know, I almost find myself wishing that they'd put in a difficulty mode that was either a little easier or had, I don't know, more turns on the clock. You know, that's unfortunately it's not the first mission. Matter of fact, it's not the second or the third that I've lost as a result of running out of time on the clock. And I realize that it's supposed to help push players forward. But for those of us that suck at strategy games, it just, I don't know, it's very, very aggravating. So I think with that mission, you know, also in the record books has failed. Yeah, probably go download that mod, throw it in there. Now, in my case, it'll just increase the experience, it'll reduce the, I don't know, annoying nature. And obviously somebody who watches this is going to say, well, why don't you just reload your game? And that would be perfectly valid, but I don't want to reload my game. You know, it's, I could save the end of every turn, quick whack of F5, and off we go. But it's just, I don't know, it doesn't strike me as being the way that the game was intended to be played. And XCOM has never catered well for those of us who are not as great at strategy. Anyhow, upon returning from mission, those that do not end up getting themselves killed end up being able to be promoted, assuming they gained experience through killing or taking stuff out. The way the promotions work is for each level, you're granted 2 special powers for that individual. They're locked until you get to them, which is a bummer. In this case, we can do Blade Master, which deals 2 extra damage on all sword attacks, or we can go Phantom. When the squad is revealed, this soldier remains concealed. Because the soldier can hit so hard with their weapon, I'm most inclined to pick Phantom, so we'll go ahead and do that. Then over here, our Sharpshooter or Sniper. Return fire when targeted by enemy fire. Automatically fire back with your pistol once per turn. That can be fairly handy. Ideally, though, your sniper won't come under fire, but then again, what do I know? The other one we've got is Long Watch, which allows Overwatch to trigger with Squad Sight. Now, Squad Sight is one of the coolest things that they've put in the new series of XCOM games, whereby your player can target an enemy based on somebody else being able to see it, as long as your player has line of sight to it. Otherwise, there are just simply issues with your individuals being able to see far enough to do anything real constructive. And then after each mission, you end up with a bunch of corpses, what have you. In my case, I managed to take out all the enemies, so I got them. Or excuse me, I got the corpses. Had I not, then it just I wouldn't have gotten the stuff. So, and also your soldiers have willpower. When their willpower is bottomed out, basically they're more susceptible to psionic attacks. They'll generally panic if something goes south on a mission. You want to try and get that back up. In order to get it back up, they have to go on a mission and damage somebody without having a problem, or excuse me, without getting damaged themselves, and it will restore their willpower. They'll no longer be shaken. Now, with the number of soldiers that you have, generally you can go well. My first game, really, what happened with it is I ended up with a rack of, I want to say 15 or 20 of them. I only ended up with 2 of them that weren't wounded. Like these gravely wounded folks, those guys take some time to come back online. One other thing that's worth noting is that as they rank up, in this case I've got sergeants, I've got a lieutenant, so on and so forth. As they rank up, they gain a greater ability to hit things with their weapons. So this is one of those games where if it says 95%, it means 95%, and it's not that 95. It's not the 95% that you're looking for. It's the 5% that you're seeking to avoid. So it behooves one to try and think ahead on the battlefield and try and stay out of harm's way and not make, your entire flank or what have you protected and defended by only one of your little idiots shooting at one of the aliens out there. But anyhow, that about wraps it up for this early look. Here when I've had a chance to play through it more and hopefully not end up starting many more games, I'll crank out a full review and then we'll just have a look from there. Thanks for watching, and if you like this video and want to see more of these videos of me failing horribly in games, please feel free to whack the subscribe button below. Have a great day.